Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. I was looking at the charts today and I was looking at some of the diversified mining companies. And they're throwing big bullish engulfing patterns. A bullish engulfing pattern is a large white candlestick body engulfing the candlesticks before it. The more it engulfs before it, the stronger the pattern usually. And it's a reversal pattern. So we came on down, we threw this big bullish engulfing, and hopefully we're seeing bottoms here where it's going to reverse higher, and it's across a whole bunch of different diversified mining companies. So it's confluence as well. We're getting this merging of information across a whole bunch or a sector. I'm also going to go into a couple other companies or commodities even that I would be looking at purchasing now and which I have purchased. I know some people in the comment section, they say, "What are you doing?" And this is where I would be buying if I were to purchase some and am buying. So here's what we got. Again, this is just my financial opinion. Please don't use it as advice. Make sure it fits within your investment strategy, whatever you decide. So here we go. So I've got Vale up here. Vale is a large diversified mining company. We've come on back. And it looks like here's a bullish engulfing. It's clear as day right here. And I think we're getting pretty close to probably a bottom. A bullish engulfing doesn't mean that it's just going to go straight higher. It means that it's throwing a signal that the buyers are willing to reverse this thing. They're going to try to do it. So we could even have a down day today or bounce around a little bit before moving on up. And it doesn't also signal that this is necessarily a bottom. It could come up here and then fizzle out and come back down. So it just means that it's a short-term reversal. We're also seeing it in BHP, a bullish engulfing pattern there. Rio Tinto's throwing a bullish engulfing of these. And Norilsk Nickel's got a bullish piercing yesterday. So those are some companies that have it. South 32, another diversified mining company, has been kind of riding higher. That one looks pretty good. And then we've got Glencore. Glencore is a very large mining company. They do a lot of copper. You can see a clear downtrend break here, that it's been breaking just to the upside, which is a huge positive development for Glencore, because this thing's probably going to put in a new big, long uptrend. And these things take time to develop. This doesn't mean that you buy Glencore and 2 months from now it's going to be way up. It's you buy it, you hold on for the entire bull market, and these will go up quite a bit. These are not nearly as volatile as a lot of the other companies that we look at. They're also not going to return as well. They're going to return very well. They are very good. We'll call it risk-adjusted returns are going to be very good because your risk is a lot lower with these diversified mining companies. Plus, if you're looking at any of these companies up here, they're paying massive dividends. Will the dividends get cut because iron ore has gone down some? Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. But some of them are paying almost a 20% dividend. I think Vale is paying about a 20% dividend. BHP's got a big dividend. Rio's got a big dividend. And Norilsk Nickel, that's, I think, an 8% dividend or something around there. Very big dividends. I've got down here Nova Royalty. This is a copper nickel royalty company. It's a really small one. I think it has one paying royalty at the moment. But it looks like it's about bottomed out. We got a nice big bullish engulfing here, small down candlesticks behind it. I think it's at any point gonna head higher here. I've got platinum on the right-hand side here. I actually purchased a couple of ounces of platinum. I'll show you guys when it comes in what it looks like. I just bought platinum bars. And if you look at the pattern here, it looks like it's like this expanding wedge or megaphone pattern. We went all the way down. I don't know why my computer's doing this. Went all the way down and tagged the lower line here. So we've got that, and I'm going to open this up in a little bit different method here. Just keeps doing that. So it went down and tagged the bottom line here. And that's what we have right there. Now, coming on down, we've got copper Copper's putting in this pattern here. It's been going kind of sideways. This could break at some point in the future. That's the one I'm watching. I can see some, Glencore's kind of already breaking out. We've got Antofagasta. I don't own this one, but I've been watching it just because I do own COPX ETF. But this thing looks like it's putting in a wedge pattern. Looks like it's playing with the bottom line of it, and we could break to the upside at some point. So the copper companies are looking pretty good if we get a turnaround here in copper, price of copper. So they're all starting to line up, and this is just kind of a slight descending wedge. We've got PLG, Platinum Group Metals. I don't own a ton of this. I consider it to be pretty high risk, but it could return quite a bit. And if I were to buy it and add into it, which I may or may not, I haven't decided yet, I would be doing it right where it's at, right here at $2.02. We're at this megaphone pattern. You can see coming on up, and we're right at the bottom, basically part of that pattern. So if this holds and turns, we could ride this thing all the way back up to, I don't know what, way up here. Someone wanted me to chart Philo Mining. Looks like this thing's been moving on up. We've been moving sideways here. So that one looks pretty good. I don't see it jumping yet, but it could at any point. But really, there's not too much going on. I think it needs the price of copper to get moving before it moves. Ivanhoe Mines, another one that someone wanted me to chart. Here is the chart here. We're coming on up. We kind of broke this uptrend line and this pattern to the downside, and we could see downside in the short term out of Ivanhoe Mines. I probably wouldn't be buying it up here if it were me. And then platinum, I zoomed in on it. I ran out of room on where to put the chart, but here's what it looks like. If you put the downtrend line kind of at the tops, we're right there trying to break these tops. So I'd like to see if this thing breaks, over this week here, and if we're going to move on higher. But platinum looks really good. I think that's one I'm really interested in. The diversified mining companies are pretty low. They're paying really big dividends. So if you want something that's a little more stable and pays big dividends, that's where I would be looking, are on those big diversified mining companies. On some of the smaller stuff like uranium and oil's looking, it's good. I think we might have a little bit of a short-term pullback. We'll see what happens today. But uranium, I think we're going to have a little bit more time to kind of base out. Uranium, I think, has one of the greatest return potentials of all the sectors over the long bull market at this point. Oil was very good about a year ago. That's where I got really, really interested. And I still think it's incredibly good. So we're talking, we are fine. We're talking about these sectors that can return massive amount of gains and trying to find which ones to go into. The best thing that I've done is I've just plopped across. So I own all of them. And then let me think. We've got platinum. Platinum is, if you want low risk, go with physical metals. I think silver and platinum are getting it. They're good. Platinum's very good for what looks to me like it's trying to bottom and break through its downtrend. Silver is just cheap. It's coming on down. Have we hit a bottom in it yet? Maybe not, but you know what? I'm not afraid to buy physical metals when they're down and even coming a little bit lower. We could see it maybe punch lower for a little bit, but that's going to be your opportunity to buy, in my opinion. And gold's pretty low, and I think that would be a good one to kind of cost average in as well, if you like that stuff. And the mining companies, they're going to try to turn around here, I think. So let's just watch and see. They haven't turned around yet, but some have broken downtrends. Some. Now I'm looking for the others to try to break through. If we get the whole group to kind of break through this, we might have a little bottoming here, and I think they're really cheap. Now, keep in mind that when money starts to rotate, it's going to rotate into these smaller sectors, and they're going to go. So if interest rates go up, I think that bond money is going to start to go into gold or silver or something like that, probably gold. So we should see the price of gold firm up and move on higher. If if we get a long sustaining increase in interest rates, we could see a lot of money go into gold. And if you listen to John Paulson and some of his interviews, I think he's betting pretty big on gold moving up. I would be right alongside him because I do think gold at some point, I can't tell you the exact timing, is going to move up substantially. Just like platinum, just like silver. Silver, I think, is going to be a little bit behind it. I think platinum is ready to go here at any point. If you guys like this content, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And thank you for listening. This is Finding Value.